Good morning, YouTube. It is 8:01 a.m. Thursday, February 10th, 2022, and oh man, I'm pretty beat, but feeling pretty good. They actually had me working a new position at Amazon today. Kind of random how it worked out. I have trouble taking the name of the position seriously. They call it water spider. I don't know why that is, but basically I was on the crew of people operating the pallet jacks in the receiving area, which was pretty cool. Quite a few of the people that I chat with that that have been working with as a line loader. Basically those are the guys that are bringing me the pallets of goods as a line loader. So always chatting with those guys, and they told me, it's like, you seem to be paying attention to what you're doing here. Just some night, some night, if they're looking for someone else to do it, just volunteer. And that's basically how it worked out. They initially assigned me to one of the loading lines that I usually work on. There's 6 of them, for what it's worth, and generally they give me the number 1 through 6 of where they're putting me, and when I check in, and generally speaking, I go there and I just keep hustling on that location until some kind of a supervisor or whatever sees fit to move me to another location, which is funny, because a lot of times, like, there'll be a bunch of people assigned to it, and then people just kind of wander off, and it's not unusual for me to stay on a single line, called PID line, which I have no idea what that stands for, but anyway, a lot of times I'll stay on it, and there's 2 sides of the conveyor belt where we're loading it up with goods, and sometimes it'll dwindle down to just me on one side. Sometimes it'll just dwindle down to me on one line. I'll be going back and forth from one side to the other, and I'm cool with that. Like, I don't need somebody holding my hand on a pallet to keep me working, nor do I need somebody to tell me what to move on to when I finish a pallet. I can open my eyes and move around, and if for some reason things are slowing down and I can't keep throwing on the one I'm at, I always move to another one. And definitely my direct supervisors have noticed that I'm take the initiative and generally keep hustling. So anyway, when I started out on line 6, I got over there, and there were just so many people that they had put on it, and one of the guys I was next to that I work with all the time, and generally speaking, like, him and I, it's not unusual for him and I to be the only 2 people left on a given line, and we can generally keep up by ourselves. So I'm looking at all the other people, and I'm like, wow. So, and at this point the line's not even really moving, and I'm like, so what exactly are we supposed to be doing here? He's like, they asked me if I wanted to do water spider. Maybe you should ask him because I didn't feel up to it, but maybe you should ask him if you want to. And I'm like, hell yeah. So I went over and I asked him, and ended up doing it all night. So that was pretty cool. And in the midst of it, generally speaking, they got training going through like twice a week, usually it's on Sundays. New waves of trainees on Sundays and Wednesdays. So the woman who trained me on my second day, I see her pretty regularly, and I like her. She's like one of my favorite people there. So always good to see her, and she seems happy when she sees me, because it seems like the rate of people that disappear after about their second or third day, just don't come back, is shockingly high. And I think it's just a lot of people don't realize what, Amazon it seems like they'll hire damn near everybody. If you pass the drug test and you pass the background check, and somehow I actually passed the background check, then they give people a chance, and and they actually seem to encourage the hiring of the handicapped as opposed to trying to filter them out. In fact, one thing I've noticed is kind of unusual about my shift that I'm on is there's a relatively high amount of coworkers that I work with that are deaf, and pretty much all the leads seem to be pretty fluent in ASL, which is it's so odd seeing so many people that are not deaf that are proficient in sign language, and that's something that's always fascinated me. It's something I definitely would like to learn. So anyway, just had a really good time in spite of how disastrous it was getting there, and in spite of the fact that I got there on time. I ended up still starting 15 minutes late because not only did I forget to grab change for the additional change for the express bus, and I forgot to grab my damn charging cable for my iPhone, I also forgot to grab my name tag. Go damn. At least I didn't feel like I was a complete idiot for doing it. There was a whole line of people at the front gate. They're like, oh, I forgot my name tag. So I just I fit right in. But yeah, after going through so much walking and shit to acquire a lightning cable and still get there on time. And of course I had to chop my video as I was walking there off kind of early because I was shooting on the UMX Obama phone, and it's got a 10-minute. It's such a pathetic phone. It's not capable of shooting videos that are longer than 10 minutes. So, whoa, it's a Void. Good morning, Void. I've seen this one before. It reminds me of my cat Sheba back when she was young and skinny. Of course, now she's all chunky and fat. And more of a fluff ball, but I love her to death. Anyway. Oh, I saw you still looking at me, little Void. Double back. I think I scared her. Him. Hard to say. Anyway. Yeah, so I tried something kind of different because I knew I was so tight on time. Instead of walking, after I walked over the 79th Avenue overpass, instead of walking down 79th Avenue and then entering the parking lot at the one entrance on 79th Avenue, I actually I was having one of those, well, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, so what the hell, I think I can walk across this field. It's not as smooth as I thought it would be, but the work shoes made it possible. But I don't know. It's debatable as to whether it was worth a little bit, if I even saved any time saving on rough walking versus smooth walking a slightly longer distance. But yeah, I'm feeling really good. It's like I got there on time, and then I realized, oh, I don't have my tag. So anyway, not a big deal. I don't imagine I would be too penalized for being 13 minutes late. I would hope there's some kind of record that I was at least in the building, but I really don't know how that works. I just find the less I talk to the people at HR, the more comfortable I am. But anyway, all in all, great day. Anyway, I need to get my ass to bed. Didn't eat as much yesterday as I would have liked to because of all the oh, and the phone that was at the clinic, yeah, it wasn't my phone, but oh well, at least they're trying and thinking of me, and that's worth something. Yeah, I need to get some rest. It's a Bullocks night tonight, and definitely need to be ready for that. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the walk, and yeah, thank you. Like and subscribe. There will always be more of this sort of stuff.